are here to shake Gruber too. Listen for our footsteps, cause we're coming after you. Mussolini, hero, here to shake Gruber, yes. We are buying wants to move the Liberty Express. Just remember as you go that every cent we gain helps to put the three of you into an early grave. Mussolini, hero, here to shake Gruber, hey. You'll be gone tomorrow, cause we buy a bond today. We're sending a message to your master race with the fancy Nazi clothes. We'll hang their precious swastikas from each Nazi nose. Every bond we buy will ring the bell of liberty. Every bond we buy will help to make the whole world, make the whole world, help make the whole world free.
Lovely. Thank you, ladies.
Oh, Mr. Ickes, thank God you're here. I've been looking all over Washington for you.
What is it, Ruth?
You don't know? Our people are locked behind barbed wire. They can't get out. And worse yet, they've been told they have to go back where they came from. This isn't right.
I'm terribly sorry, but there's nothing I can do.
Mr. Ickes, I thought you were on my side.
Autographed pictures of us for all those who bought bonds. This way.
I want those people to stay in America, but there are forces in this town that are more powerful than me. I'm afraid we've lost the battle.
Ruthie, what do you do now? Where do you go with no place to go now? Ruthie, don't let them stop you. And Ruthie, they better not try. It's damn the torpedoes and full speed ahead now, 'cause Ruthie will do it harder.
Dear Ruth, I hope that things are going well for you in Washington. For you. For us.
I think of you too many times a day. I think I'll talk to you, then don't know what to say. And though I know too much to get involved, I think that I may have a problem to be solved. I know I've known too much of pain and sorrow, and I don't want to open up my heart again. And all the flames and games I'll leave for other men. And yet I think of you too many times a day. I try to block you out, but you won't go away. And though I tell myself my heart is dead, I find you're always lurking in the caverns of my mind.
I think of you too many times a day, and then I rush to brush those foolish thoughts away. I think I've had enough of life and love to know stubborn wounds of love will always heal too slow. I know I've known too much of pain and sorrow. I know I've paid my dues and learned the bitter rules, and all those flames and games I leave for other fools. And yet I think of you too many times a day. I cannot seem to make your image go away. And though my mind decrees that love and I are through, my heart says, listen, mind, don't tell me what to do. And so I think of you too many times a day, and nothing seems to sweep those thoughts
You will never guess what I found.
I can't imagine.
A chess set.
A chess set? What would you ever do with a chess set?
You could find out for 25 cents a game.
I don't want to take your money.
Oh, it would be worth it to me to learn from an expert like you.
Well, I can understand that, but still...
Let me see, I know the rudiments of the game. There are kings, rookies, pawn shops.
50 cents a game.
Agreed.
Over here. Little more to the right.
Sitting or reclining position.
Reclining. Always.
How's that?
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. I'm James. James Peter McAllister. You're Tanya, right? Maybe some night.
Maybe.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, McAllister. I'd love a tour of the camp. The barracks, the parade ground, the fence. All around the fence.
Okay.
Hello.
Ruth, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
And what happened?
Well, I sat in a lot of waiting rooms and walked down a lot of corridors and left my names with more secretary than you can shake a stick at. Shake a stick at. For this, I got a PhD.
So, did you get my letters?
Yes. Yes, and I did a lot of thinking.
About us?
About you. About me. I guess that's us.
What happened to
That is you.
What did they say?
Tell us, Ruth.
I'll tell you. I brought our case to the attention of President Roosevelt.
You talked to President Roosevelt about us.
Well, not exactly. It's not that easy. But I talked to people who talked to him. I even spoke with Vice President Truman, and he took me to the Oval Office. Well, just outside the Oval Office. And I met Missy Lahan, the president's secretary. I left a stack of papers this high for the president to read. Notes about all of you. And I know that when he reads them, he will have this terrible policy changed.
Here's that? We will be saved by President Roosevelt.
We must tell the others.
Thank you, Ruth.
You're welcome.
I think that you are right to let them be happy for a while.
What do you mean?
Your president was caught between, how do you say it? A rock and the hard times.
Hard place.
But on the one hand, he felt pressure from those who want to help the victims of Hitler. On the other, he felt equal pressure, maybe even more, from those who want nothing to do with them. So, how does he solve the problem? He takes in a token number for a while, making sure to keep them in a faraway place under lock and key, so the rest of the country will hardly notice. And taking a few Gentiles like Laskovich, so that it will not be called a Jewish project.
You're wrong, Sasha. President Roosevelt is not like that.
If you say so.
Where'd the radio come from?
I found it in a rubbish container. Somebody gave up hope too soon.
Oh, well. That's never a good idea.
It's not so good. It's the best I can do, I'm afraid.
Hey, Harry James.
Oh, you like to dance?
I did, once upon a time. Used to go dancing every Saturday night.
Well, then things with your husband were not all bad.
Oh, no, not with him. I mean, before I was married, I met a boy in Germany. University of Cologne, that's where I got my PhD. Oh, we would dance and read poetry long into the night. I really love the guy. I even dreamed we'd one day become Mr. and Mrs. Professor on a university campus. And one day he showed up with a swastika on his arm. I never saw it coming. It's what happens when you let the barriers down.
You don't do that often, do you?
That is beautiful music. You're a genius, Sasha.
It's just a little adjustment.
Well, that's genius to me. I'm still working on how to change a light bulb.
I am sorry. I did not mean it.
Oh, I think you did. I think I did too. And that's what scares me. I think of you too many times a day, and nothing seems to sweep those thoughts away.
General Gruber, Sasha,
Yes,
we've got a problem. Miss Majeska,
Tanya?
planning to sneak out of camp tonight. She found a way through the fence.
She told you this?
She asked Martha to go with her, as if Martha would. So soldiers at the gates have guns.
I know. We gotta stop her. Come on.
Right.
Hey! Where do you think you're going, lady?
Oh,
me? Just for a walk.
All right, you better walk yourself right back to the barracks. Unless, of course, you're cruising for trouble.
Travel. You're asking Tanya Majeska to stay out of trouble. Why don't you ask the American Legion to stay out of bingo? Hey, then you look at me. Be careful what you see. I tell you from the heart, I'm trouble from the start. I live my life full out while I can draw a breath. I've had my share of love, I've had my share of death. I've had my share of men, and many heads I've turned. So come and try your luck and get your fingers burned. But Tanya's dust she'll do. When Tanya's through, she's through. She'll never change her ways for you or you. So we have come today into a land that's free. But just how free is free, we'll have to wait and see. Whatever comes will come, and what will be, will be. For pain and love and death are all old friends to me. Whatever comes will come. My head will still be high, for Tanya does not whine, and Tanya does not cry. I'm used to hungry days, I'm used to storm and strife, while I go twisting the tail of life. So watch your step, you big America. There is no way to hold her down. Tanya, Tanya, Tanya comes to town. Oh no, will you stop? You hooing already? I have a headache.
In Prague, it's called the hangover. Here.
Okay.
You.
Listen, everybody, we have news for all of you, Joseph and I. We have decided, you tell them, Joseph.
To get married.
Till 120 years.
Thank you. Oh, thank
Congratulations.
you. Ruth has said she will bring a rabbi when we are ready.
Oh, it must be exciting for you.
Exciting to be a bride at my age. The truth is, it is very exciting.
That was the warmest bowl of chili I think I've ever had.
A little bit of cheese on top.
Hey, Jed, look what we got here. Hi.
Heidi ho.
Oh, you must be the Jews.
You must be the Goyim.
Hell no. We're Americans. Stone's throw away from Canada, but not quite over the line.
Welcome to our town.
Thank you.
Our pastor gave a sermon last Sunday telling us what you Jewish folks been through.
We are not all Jewish folks. I myself am a member of the Holy Orthodox Catholic and Apostolic Church of the Slavonic ritual persuasion.
Just to say it is enough to atone for your sins.
Oh, we knew you were coming. We saw him fixing the old place up. Yeah, some folks around here weren't too thrilled about the idea. No sense hiding that.
We are not exactly thrilled with the accommodations ourselves.
I mean about your coming here to Oswego.
I see.
Don't get us wrong. It's not like we got anything against the Hebrew race or other non-Protestant folks.
We have some Jewish families living here now. Fine people.
Honest, too. I know, because I always count my change when I'm dealing with them.
Yeah, but 1,000 more. Small town like this. I guess you can understand how folks feel.
Oh, yes. Yes, we understand a lot. Right?
Of course.
Race prejudice is not for me. I'm democratic to the bone. I love all people equally, my virtue is well known. The Jews are, well, you know the Jews, they're far too clever in a deal. But I would never mention that, no matter how I feel. All races, all religions are the same. If Jews are hated, how am I to blame? They're a little pushy, they're a little loud, and their noses tend to stand out in a crowd. All they've got is money, which they tend to hide. They're all bankers and they're communists besides. I love them all, the large and small. I do not approve of bias, no, not I. But I admit this little bit. If my sister married one, I'd want to die. I'd want to die. All their kids are smarter than they ought to be. You are so smart. We would like to take and shove them out to sea. But we can't do that, of course, 'cause before we took a breath, they're all lawyers and they'd sue us all to death. I know the form, I've heard it all. With a wink, a whisper and a nod, they hide the poisons in their souls, but they are praising God. With a wink, a whisper, a wink, a whisper, with a wink, a whisper and a nod.
What's going on here? Little social club?
We were just taking our lunch hour, Mr. Kimbrough.
Then you and I must set our clocks different. My watch says 1 o'clock.
I have 12:58.
Well, ain't that nice? You got watches and everything, don't you? Living high on the hog on our tax money. While my boy's over there in some foxhole up to his ass in mud, maybe getting shot.
Hey! I've been shot at too.
Too bad they missed.
Honey, no.
They should send you back where you belong.
Crazy man.
All right, everybody, back to work.
Woman's there. So beautiful. I see how you are doing. Maybe you need to give her a little bread. That's
a crazy man, dog. This is
Hey.
crazy man too.
Hey, come here. I got to make this fast. I've seen the kids running around in here. Well, I've got some children's toys that my kids have outgrown. I'll bring them over next week. You'll be here?
We don't have much choice.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's something else. Last night, the wife dragged me to a PTA meeting. I don't usually talk much, but I did last night. I said the kids in here ought to be in the Oswego schools, and the superintendent said that was fine with him as long as the camp commander don't mind. They're going to talk. oh, gosh, I got to go. I'll see you next week with those toys. Huh?
Goodbye.
A wink, a whisper, and kindness of good Samaritan.
We'll see what happens.
first day in an American school by Rachel Abramovich, age 10. My cousin Yakov and I pretended not to be scared as the soldiers walked with us 3 blocks to PS number 2 on Mitchell Street. Inside, it was so strange. There were chairs attached to wooden desks and a great big blackboard that filled the whole wall, and the closet where we could hang our coats. Then a beautiful lady teacher, she read our names from my book. When I came back to the camp, I had so many things to tell my mother and father. But I let Yaakov tell some of those things because he has no mother and father of his own.
Leah Spindler, age 15. What a day. For the second time in my life, I was kicked out of school. The first time was in Bucharest, when all the Jewish children were told to leave. And now in America, at Oswego Junior High, I was kicked out for a different reason. I was wearing my best skirt and a chiffon blouse that I borrowed from my group leader, Miss Majeska. Well, maybe it was cut a little too low and a little too tight for my plump shoulders. The teacher took one look at me and said, "What do you think you are doing? Go back to the camp and put on a decent dress." But I am not complaining. I never thought I would be alive at 15. But I am, thanks to America, which I love with a full heart.
Zachariah Feldman, age 12. I don't understand why the teacher's face became so red and angry, and why the students all laughed when I spoke. All I said was that America looked very good to all us fucking refugees. She said, "Don't ever use that word in this room." I said, "What's wrong with refugees?" They laughed again. There must be something I am not pronouncing right. I tried so hard to learn good English from the fucking sailors on the ship.
Oh, hey, give me a hand here, huh?
Sure. Okay, easy.
Grab the handlebar there. Oh, sorry.
Okay, I've got it.
You got
can let go.
Up and over.
Hey, it is a beauty.
Yeah.
A little cleaning up is all it needs, huh?
You might want to check it out. Hasn't been used since my youngest boy outgrew it.
It will be new to the children here.
Yeah.
It was very kind of you, mister.
Brandon. Steve Brandon.
Sasha Nevsky.
I tell you what, I'll bring some more stuff over tomorrow. I've got some old roller skates, a Monopoly set. That is, if you don't mind Park Place being missing.
Oh, we can fix anything here. My son, Ruben, had a scooter just like this. Oh, he loved to ride it. I used to take him to the park so he could ride along the bicycle paths. And he loved to tease me. This one time, he hid behind a tree when I wasn't looking. And I was afraid that he was lost. "Where are you, Reuben?" I shouted. "Where are you?" Then he stepped out from his hiding place laughing. "Here I am, Papa, here I am." Then we laughed together.
Where are you, my golden boy? Where are you, my son? Since you have gone, the empty days drag by me one by one. Where are you, my son, my son? My only son is dead. Would I could lift you from the grave and lie there in your stare. Would I could lift you from the grave and lie there in your stead.
Like I said, you better check it out. That handlebar seemed a little, wobbly to me.
It's easy to fix.
Oh gosh, I gotta go. I'll see you tomorrow with those other things, huh?
Goodbye, my friend.
Goodbye.
David, would you like a ride? There are some nice paths on the other side of the barracks. We'll go together, hmm?
So you like it?
Well, it's too red, don't you see?
No, it's not too red. I can tell you now, red excites men. Hold them up to dry.
All right.
Hey, I like that color. I want that color.
Anytime. Manicure, shampoo, rinse, whatever you want.
I'm gonna take you up on that. Little something I picked up for the bride.
Oh, Ruth, you shouldn't have.
Watch your nails.
Yeah, careful. Oh, Ruth, it's beautiful. Oh, I can never repay you for all the kindness you have shown me.
How about a ringside table at your wedding?
Guaranteed.
Listen, everyone! I have news from my radio that President Roosevelt has died.
No.
That is all the news they know for now. More details will be given out later.
I've got to call Washington.
Oh, Joseph, the president was our last hope, our only hope. They will send us back now, for sure.
What are you thinking, Ziggy?
My restaurant in Prague. I saw the Nazis smash it to bits and burn what was left to the ground. If I go back there, there is nothing to rebuild. Only rubble.
Mr. Laskovich.
The Budapest Royal Opera House. How could I ever sing there again, wondering which one of my fellow artistes turned me into the Gestapo?
The beauty shop where I worked in Belgrade. The Nazis turned it into a whorehouse for German soldiers. I don't want to see it or smell it again.
What about you, Sasha?
My thoughts are different from all of yours. I do not dwell on the past as you do. I look ahead beyond tomorrow, and what I see is more frightening than all of your memories.
It will happen again.
It will happen again.
There are some of us left, and the world is the world, and men are all still men. We know in our hearts, in our bones, in our blood, that it will happen again.
Excuse me, folks. I thought you should know there will be a memorial service for President Roosevelt tomorrow at 10 a.m. And there's more information coming on the radio now.
Come, let us hear what news.
Come. We will hear more about Roosevelt.
You go. I have heard enough bad news. I'm very tired.
You have never looked more beautiful.
They called me at the hotel. Something happened to Marta.
She took an overdose of sleeping pills. They've taken her to the hospital.
I'm going
No,
there.
they won't let you into her room. I've already tried, as she's unconscious, hooked up to all sorts of tubes. Even Yosef has to wait outside.
What are her chances?
50-50. Poor Yosef is torturing himself for giving her the pills.
No, it's not his fault. If I had done a better job in Washington...
Stop it. Stop it. I don't want to hear that.
I let you down. I let all of you down. I can't run away from that. I promised you something. I promised you a haven, a place where you could start a new life. Marta believed me. She should be at her wedding now, not in some goddamn hospital.
Hey, what's this? Something wet on your face. I know you're too tough to cry, so maybe my roof is leaking, huh? Now listen. Just listen for a change, all right? You take too much on your shoulders. You may be a general, but you can't control everything. So don't blame yourself. You did the best you could.
Apparently not good enough. I'm gonna need this.
Miss Gruber,
Yes,
are you all right?
yes, I'm fine.
Miss Gruber,
What is it, Mr. Cross?
your trip to Washington seems to have stirred up a hornet's nest. We're getting visitors next weekend.
Visitors.
2 members of Congress, Wayne and Blakely. They want to see what's going on up here for themselves.
I know those names. House Committee on Immigration and Naturalization.
They write the laws affecting refugees. They have the power to change all this.
I thought you liked things as they are, Mr. Cross.
That may have been true at one point, Miss Gruber. But after what happened to Mrs. Rogeloff, well, no one should be driven to that. Not ever. So, I suggest we put on the best possible face for the congressman. Barracks scrubbed, a few repainted, refreshments served. And maybe your people could come up with some sort of staged presentation. Let the congressman know how they feel.
You mean put on a show?
I'll get my men on the cleanup right away.
Hey, wait a minute. You cannot drop a thing like this in my lap and then walk away. What kind of show are you talking about?
You'll come up with something.
I don't even know where to start. A show? What the hell is he talking about, a show? Oh, Mickey and Judy, where are you when I need you?
There. Will you put those 2 chairs right there? That's great. Congressman Wayne. Good to see you. Congressman Blakely. You've seen the grounds, obviously. Over here. Congressman Wayne. Congressman Blakely. I have seen you right over here,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Oswego Follies, guaranteed to be the best darn show between Oneida and Cayuga counties. Congressman, you've seen the buildings and the grounds. Now you'll see what's in our hearts. Introducing the Patriots of Fort Ontario! Woo!
Dear Congressman from Washington, we'd really like to start by giving you a message that is coming from the heart. We'll work and study night and day until we can begin to show we know how much we owe this land that took us in. We wait to see impatiently that you agree to open up the golden door. We want to be, we've got to be, U.S. citizens forever, evermore. open up the golden door. We want to be, we've got to be, U.S. citizens forever and evermore. We're all created equal and we're all created free, and we're learning how self-evident we hold these truths to be. Don't send us back to where we're from, dear congressmen, don't cry. There is no back to where we're from, it's forward or we die. We want to be USA next to the very, very core. We cannot wait, we cannot wait to be Americans forevermore. Americans forever, evermore.
And now let's have a big hug for the people who can help us become part of this great country. Congressman Ben and Congressman Blakely!
They worked so hard.
Thank you so much, yes.
Oh, who seem to be running for re-election.
Congressman, if you could stay just a little longer, they're not finished with the show. You can catch the 4:15 out of Syracuse.
Oh, Miss Gruber, I'm sorry, time is a cruel master.
It's not that we don't appreciate everything you've done. It's been most enlightening.
And persuasive.
Oh, now that'll take some thought.
And consultations.
Goodbye.
She wanted you to have it. Her last words. I could have made her happy.
Joseph.
Mr. Big Shots from Washington. This is on your heads. You had no right to do this to her. To us. You had no right to build up our dreams.
Turn around, turn around, turn around. Are your hearts made of sawdust and lead? Turn around, turn around, turn around. You can't see with the back of your head. How remote, how removed can you be in this land of the brave and the free? Turn around, you have nowhere to go. You must know what you don't want to know. That a back can kill and a yawn can kill, and thank God it can't happen here. And yes, it's bad, and it makes us sad, but perhaps it will all disappear. And an eye that sees, but will not see, and a mind that refuses to learn. They can bring us down, just as sure as fate, in a world that continues to burn. Turn around! Turn around, turn around! All these people are waiting on you. Turn around, turn around, turn around! God is watching to see what you do. God is watching to see what you do, and His people are waiting on you, and their need makes a terrible sound. Turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around. Sasha, you were right. The whole thing was a phony
phony public relations stunt from day one. They could care less about the refugees. They used me, Sasha. They used me to make a few politicians look good for about 10 minutes. But I'm not through. I'm gonna open this up to the press. I'm gonna let the whole world know what is going on here. What has happened to Marta. What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
You can't get out of here. There is a fence with guards, with guns, remember?
A fence that our Tanya Majeska has filtered through several times. She has shown me 3 different ways.
And if you get out, where do you think you can go?
I have a wide range of choices, my dear General Gruber. There are borders to cross and merchant ships. They take on crews with no questions asked. I've done my research.
No, this is dumb. This is just plain dumb. This thing isn't over. There is still a chance that
I'm tired of begging for chances. 18 months of begging, of putting on shows, of groveling on my hands and knees for the privilege to live in a country that sheds its tears for victims and then lets them die behind barbed wires. I will take my chances somewhere else.
So you let me beg and grovel instead, is that it?
This has nothing to do with you.
Maybe it does. Maybe I want you to stay. Maybe I need you to stay. Haven't you figured that out yet?
No. No, I have not figured it out. A woman who loves me and does not. Who needs me and does not. A woman who is strong enough to take on Washington, but cannot accept the love of a man. I have not figured it out. And I am tired of trying. My worldly, naive, fighting, frightened, idealistic Ruth. I cannot have you. So I leave you to the past, where you seem to be more at home behind a fence than I am.
I love you, Sasha.
Someday, I may give you the chance to prove it. Now please, get out of here and leave me alone.
You're crazy. You know that. Crazy.
That's a nice piece of casual baggage.
Aren't we all?
I already packed. Listen.
Yes?
In case we don't end up together, another boat, another place, I just want you to know that in spite of all the terrible things I said about you, you're still terrible.
Thank you, Ziggy. And do you remember those dumplings I ate in your restaurant in Prague? The ones that I said were awful?
Of course.
They were really disgusting.
Oh, and about that $47 that I won from you at chess.
Yeah.
I want you to know that, whoops, I spent it wisely.
Good luck, my friend.
Good luck to you too, my friend.
There's trouble between you and Sasha.
What gave you that idea?
Intuition. And the screams I heard from his room.
Yes, there's trouble.
Oh, Ruthie, don't lose him. He's good for you. And you for him. You don't find that every day, and when you do, you have to hold on to it.
Have you ever found it?
Maybe. I don't know. Fellow in camp wants to marry me. He's nice, I like him, but I don't know.
Who is it?
James Peter McAllister, a GI, also a VG.
What's a VG?
Very Gentile. Oh. I don't know what to tell him.
When did he ask you?
Last night in the Roadhouse where we go to dance. It was a romantic setting. We finished a bottle of Slivovitz.
Oh, is that strong stuff?
Put it this way, when I was partisan, we cleaned our rifles with it. He says if I marry him, I could stay in this country. It's the law.
Do you love him?
I don't know. I don't know. I know that when I'm with him, I don't hear the sounds of war anymore. I feel like a woman again.
Oh, Tanya, I think you do love him.
Poor fellow doesn't know what he's in for. I'll give him my answer tonight. Or sooner.
Miss Gruber, this just came in on the teletype. It's for you.
Thank you. To Ruth Gruber, Department of Interior, from Harry S. Truman, President of the United States. Subject, disposition of refugees, now encamped in Fort Ontario, Oswego, New York. Get the others, we should hear this together. A piece of paper. It's only a piece of paper. And what does it say that I am so afraid to read? Ruthie, Ruthie, what are you holding? Is this the end of the story unfolding? Ruthie, Ruthie, here in your hand, do you hold the end of it all? Hoping, waiting, want to rearrange it. Read the damn paper. Waiting won't change it. Ruthie, Ruthie, time to stand tall. So read the damn paper and pray. Read the damn paper. Just read the damn paper and what it will say. It will say. Yes. This has just arrived from the President of the United States. And it's about you. My dear Miss Gruber, I feel I know the people who are in your care after reading the accounts of their lives that you have prepared so thoroughly. I am also aware that the terms of their admission to the United States required that they be returned to the countries of their origin after hostilities ended, a condition they well understood. As their continued presence in America is clearly without any legal basis, I have no recourse but to issue the following directive. As soon as practicality permits, they will be transported in a convoy of military vehicles out of this country, across the Rainbow Bridge, into Canada, an arrangement we have worked out with the Canadian government. Once in Canada, the refugees will be met by an American consul who will give to each of them a visa for legal entry into the United States. May I extend a most sincere welcome to those 1,000 future Americans.
Oh Lord, we are weary to know more. Gathering your people, gathering your people to resist the powers
can't break out. There's nothing to break out of. The fence is gone. And I mean every fence around here.